fellow crafters, this is Pam, and this is part 2 of making this butterfly journal. This one is pretty much complete, and we're going to work on this one. So we did our tuck here. Right here we have a little label, so you could put a date, the year, or whatever you wanted to, and I've got all my cutouts here from the kit with Ellsiebels Bookshelf, Catch a Butterfly. So we have that, and I think I left my glue in the other room, my art glitter, so we'll just use this for now. So we'll just put this here, a little label, and then the next thing we have, I will do the laces later. Let's see here. So we are here, and let's see. On this page, we have a tuck here. As you can see, on this side, we have this tuck, invisible tuck, because it's the same underneath, but I don't like to cover up this pretty paper, so we will cut out this from one of the thicker papers that we had. Just a little... So we're going to cut out that piece from a thicker paper, and then we'll glue that on. Okay, I had to print up this on a thicker cardstock so we can cut this out. And I think we need this also for tabs. So if you haven't printed that on a thicker cardstock, you might want to do that. And then we're going to cut out this little postcard area here. This little postcard. Hope everybody's healthy and staying active and able to craft, get your mind off things. Here in Michigan, it's we're still on lockdown until May 15th. All right, so now we have this piece. We'll just ink that lightly. And then we're gonna glue this here and here along the back. Okay, and then we'll have a nice little tuck. And then we'll come back and do our little tags and such. Okay, we have that little tuck here now. And we're moving along. Then after this page, we have this pocket. Now this is a different kit, so I think we'll just, maybe use a different part of the kit. We could cut, anything you wanted, really. I might cut from this thicker piece. Let's just measure this one pocket, and it is about, well, let's just do a little smaller. Let's do 5 5 by 3.5. So we're going to cut just whatever, you know, thicker paper, 5 by 3.5. 5 across, 3.5. Okay, so I cut it about 5 by 3.5, and that will be our pocket over here. And we will ink it on these 3 sides to form our pocket. Place that about there. And we have a little pocket. And let's see what the next thing is. We have this little flip out here, which will be past this teal page, past this line page, and it will be right here. So I know this was a Tim Holtz piece, but why don't we just, because we don't all have the same, you know, things, why don't we just use this here, and we'll go about 3.5, or whatever you want, 3.5 by about 6.5. I'm going to cut a 3.5 by 6.5 and use that for our flip. So about 3.5. Well, you know what? Let's do 4 because we got to put in a hinge. So we'll do about 4 by 6.5. Okay, we cut this to about a 6.5 by about 4, and then we'll just do a hinge. So that'll be off coffee dyed paper. So the length was 6.5, and then I just across was about 1 inch. So we can hinge that. So we'll just fold this in half. You could score it too. Be, you know, if it's 1 inch, it'll be 1/2 inch. And we'll just take that little hinge out of coffee dyed paper, and then we want it to be hinged this way. So here's the opening. So we're going to glue here. There. We'll place that on here. Oops, that ain't lining up real good. So we got our hinge. When you open it up, it looks like that. And then we're going to glue it to our page. So we're going to go here and glue. And let's put a little sheet of plastic, or if you have wax paper or something. I don't want it to stick to the next page. So we'll just put this down here at the bottom. Line it up to the bottom and the edge. And then you open it up and there's your hinged page. And if you wanted to, you could corner round right here, these edges. Okay, there we have that. And then if we have, we'll add a butterfly there like this one. So we have that. That's fun. And then next, we have the grid page and the tulip page. And then here we're going to make a paper clip here. So I just had some, whatever thicker cardstock paper you want here. That's 2.5 by 3.5. So just cut a 2.5 by 3.5 piece. Okay, so we cut our little 2.5 by 3.5. I'm going to round these corners. Inked it a little bit. This is the base for this. Then we'll take this piece here, and then we're going to take our paper clip and I think I'm going to put the bigger part inside. It's your preference. And then I will hot glue that on there. And then I'm going to add some of this gauzy stuff here. You don't have to, but I did that on this one. I might cut some off just to give it a little interest. So that'll be kind of put on here, and then this will be glued over the paper clip like so, and then that will be on that side. So I'm gonna hot glue this on. Be back. Okay, I'm not sure what happened. Was I still filming? Sorry about that. Well, I have my gauze here. This has been hot glued on. Now we have a clip here, like we had for this over here. And then we just need a little piece of this grid, whatever size you want. This one's about 8 by 6.5. And then this little booklet. You take one of your thicker papers, whatever you'd like, which will be about 7 by 5. So cut a 7 by 5 and fold it in half, and then find some scrap paper and just sew that in there. So let's cut a 7 by 5. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm filming this quite right. I hope I didn't miss any parts. But we made this paper clip. We took a little cardstock, which measured about 2.5 or whatever you'd like, about 3.5. And then we added this little piece onto our paper clip, sandwiched that, and we just added some of this gauzy type material. And then I decided just to use for this little booklet, I just had an extra piece. So whatever you have, just, extra, just cut it to make a little thicker notebook. This one's a little different size. It doesn't really matter. And then we're just going to get some papers and then just sew them. And I think there's about 4 pieces of paper here. So just sew that right here to your little booklet. And then we'll add that here. And then this little, I just took some grid paper, whatever size you want. This is 8 by 6.5 or so. And then that will go here. So I just ink around your little booklet and then add some papers here. It can be coffee. I think I might just add some coffee dyed paper, and then I'll just stitch across there and we'll have our little booklet. Okay, there's my little booklet, and I just added some coffee dyed paper. I did different sizes, and I think I'll just tear this like that, and then tear that, and I'll tear these edges too. So there's the little booklet, cute with the different papers. Cute. We'll put it in there, and then you can ink around this, the paper too if you wanted to. And then let's see what we got going for the next page. Okay, we have this here, the pocket right here. So I just took whatever paper you want, a thicker paper, to make this pocket. And that is I think it's 4 by 4. Yeah, so we'll cut a little 4 by 4, and I did stitch around it. So let's do that. And then I used this pink that was in the digi kit, and I inked it up. Looks like lace. And then just one of these little envelopes. Glue this one together, and then we'll put that in the pocket. So cut a 4 by 4, stitch around it, and then I just glue it on. Okay? Okay. I stitched around, and we can just ink it up. And if you don't have decorative stitching, you can just stitch just a normal stitch, or you don't have to stitch. Just glue it down if you don't have a sewing machine. Okay, let's see if we can get some glue out of here. Okay, we'll glue that down. This little pocket. And we're going to ink this little piece, this little lace piece from the kit, Catch a Butterfly, Ellsiebels Bookshelf. And we're going to add that to the top. Be pretty. Such a pretty kit. Let's see. Yep, that's how I had it. We have that one, and then we have this envelope, so we will just take it and use the envelope in the kit. On the fold lines. Okay. The I'll have it that way. The opening will be here. Then this will be the bottom, I think. I like that. So let's glue. Like so. Not pretty, very pretty envelope. And that will go in here, and then we can put something in there later. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get some fabric. If not, you can also just use paper. And this is a little booklet with some just different little papers in it, sewn across. And then I did stitch around here. So you would want something that is 9 by 3. So if you want to cut 9 by 3 and fold it in half, sew in some little papers that you have, you can stitch around some fabric. So we got 9 by 3 folded in half. Alrighty, I sewed around here this, and I did glue it in the middle, and then I didn't put glue close to the edges where I sewed, and then just did some wonky sewing. And then you can ink it up if you want. And then I just sewed some pages in, and I'm going to just tear the edges. You could use your tear ruler too. And then you can ink the back too, I probably would. And there's your little booklet and your little envelope. And how much time? We've got 22 minutes. We might be able to go a little more. And what you will do here, we're going to get our stencil. If you have a butterfly stencil or any kind of stencil, we'll just get your inks. I'm going to use these color box inks here. And okay, I just had my butterfly stencil. And what have we done with it? Okay, here's my stencil, and I just put a protective little piece of plastic there. And then we're just going to, or whatever ink or you want to use, or whatever stencil. And I like this one because you can take out the little inks here. I think I'll just use mainly these 3 colors. And if it cuts out, we'll just continue with the next part 3. So I just like to blend a little bit, not, you can do it however you like, of course. And then our greens. check what we have. I think I like it. And there we go. So there's our inked stencil. And then I'll put something here so it doesn't smear. And then next we will have this. And we're going to make a tag. It's a blue tag with a pink rose. Blue tag with a pink rose. Oh, it can be whatever one you want, but that's what I had used before. We could just use this one. That would be pretty. There it is. Okay, so we're just going to back this on some coffee dyed paper, and then we're going to punch a hole, and I'll put a reinforcer on the back, and then we're going to add a little band here, and that will slip in there. And the band, it's like got a little, it's like this. So we're going to glue that here or wherever you'd like. Ink it a little bit and then glue it. Just glue up to the ends. It'll be like a tiny little belly band, which we'll put right about there, I think. Or you could put it lower down. And then we'll take that tag here, we'll back it on coffee dyed paper, and then we'll put the reinforcer on the back, and we'll add some fabric. I'll use a little piece of fabric, and we'll gather it, and we'll put that on the top. Okay, so I just took this coffee dyed paper on the back. I stitched some fabric across the top, did like wonky stitching, and then inked it. And then that will go in this little pocket here. Isn't that pretty? So I like that. Looks really pretty. And then we will cut out a pocket from our thick paper to make another invisible tuck. Okay, so here's the matching piece here. And we will just cut a little piece here. And that will be going there for our little tuck. So I hope you were following along. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. And then we'll glue that there. On two sides. Then we have our tuck, and I'm probably going to be at a half hour, so I'm going to end it here, and then I hope you join me for part 3. There's our little tuck there. Thanks a lot. You have a great day. Bye-bye.